we have to decide it now.
Like we
Which
literally
trees?
have an hour.
Years ago, they literally had to do that by hand.
As spring came to a close, life was blooming in our little world, and everything started to look a lot more pretty. But with all that bloom came problems. We desperately wanted to get on with renovating the inside of the house, but the outside had turned into somewhat of a botanical takeover. So you might be wondering why we are stood in the forest randomly right now, but actually today is a massive day for us, and
Scary.
even so, more of a massive day for our garden.
It is.
That's
Isn't
a good
it?
start. I want to begin at the beginning because it is a bit of a long story. We did have someone here to check the trees because, as you know, we have so many trees on this property and a lot of them are quite close to the house as well. And of course we have the forest, which is behind us right now. And so we wanted more of like a, we call him the tree climbing guy, but he's like a tree expert.
Yeah, sounds better.
But he does climb the trees. And he came off camera and he kind of toured the property and he told us a lot about the trees.
And he was actually awesome. He
Yeah.
was like really passionate about the trees. He went to every single tree that we have here, told us like how good or bad it is and the condition, if it has a disease or not.
Yeah.
And he did actually find a few trees, especially the ones very close to the house, that are
Great.
in a really bad condition. I thought I heard something last night and I thought it might be like, was first worried it might be like an animal on the roof or something, but I think it was just this one here.
But this is one of the trees that needs to go, right?
It looks like...
I think it came from here.
Which one?
This one.
Yeah, he said this one doesn't look very healthy anymore. You can see it only has like a few leaves.
Yeah. Good job we weren't out. Or that it wasn't towards the house because the house is literally just there.
Yeah, actually.
When we bought the property, we didn't really know that much about the trees. We know that they look pretty and they have leaves on them, so we assume with our untrained eye that they are still quite healthy trees. But he was like knocking and like listening in and he was telling us they're hollow or they're going to be dead in the next couple of years, which I didn't know you could do with trees. But it's just really insane. But at the same time, it made us quite nervous because which direction are they going to fall?
And because it's so packed here, they are all like trying to get some light, so they're all kind of leaning towards the house even. And I am really worried, even though we have insurance, but it would still be very unlucky if a tree would fall into the house.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Yeah, I feel like it would be quite sad one day to wake up and we just don't have like the roof anymore or something, especially when we put so much effort into the house and there's like so much change happening here anyway. But I feel like it's such a massive responsibility, and we kind of said this before, that we kind of know how long these trees take to grow. Like for example, he found a little oak somewhere back there in the forest and it's literally like this tall, I think. And he told us we can replant this towards the front of the house, but it would take at least 30 years before it even looks like a regular mature oak, never mind the one that's right in front of the house.
Would still be like actually a little tree
Yeah.
then. And it would still take like 100 years more to actually look like a big tree.
Yeah.
It is just crazy. And that also makes us really afraid to make decisions which one to cut down, because it feels like such a final thing. Like once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
You literally have to wait like 100 or 200 years to get the trees back to that height.
So of course, as you guys know, the inside of the house is not even slightly complete yet. And we do understand it might be a little bit random to start with the garden, But I just feel like sometimes you need that clear space to start with something. And the inside of the house is not even like, yeah.
Close to finished.
But we kind of feel guilty prioritizing this right now. But at the same time, I hope you guys understand that it is just something that needs doing. And yeah, we would like the house to still be standing next year when we want to make further changes inside.
And also, I mean, it wouldn't make a lot of sense to do the garden in winter. So we kind of have to use that spring, summer time to get that done.
I feel like this has like opened a bug in us. I'm hoping that we don't want to do the whole garden after this, because I'm starting to get like a little bit of a vision now that I'm looking at the garden in a different way. So I really hope that we make all the right choices, to be honest.
And I do feel the pressure now because the neighbor was just calling. He has a tree cutting team over at his place today. And he asked us if he should send them over this afternoon, which we agreed to. And that means we only have like 1 or 2 hours now to decide which trees needs to go and which can stay. And that's a very final decision.
Yeah, I'm very stressed right now. And so with that being said, we set out to begin our tree cutting quest. We actually had no idea how they would even drive here or what the process was, and so we felt a bit nervous and sentimental. As from now forth, the garden would never be the same.
We wanted all of these to go here.
Yeah, they were the ones that he said were dangerous too.
Yeah, you can really see that this one here is dead,
Yeah,
and the other ones barely has something. I mean, the big one looks...
it looks healthy,
but it's just so big and right in the middle here.
and it's just leaning
Yeah.
completely. This one is probably to go too. It's got a few leaves, but most of the branches are dead. But I would really like with this one to leave like a stump. Let's say we put it here, and that can be my new bird feeder. Bird feeding machine.
Okay.
And he also said keeping the stumps is really good for nature. So like bugs, worms, insects love tree stumps,
Yeah.
especially dead ones. So I think we're giving back to nature with this tree. It's not like a complete waste.
Yeah, because we don't have any nature here.
And he also said these two are dead.
Yeah,
This one.
I mean, this one is... No, he said all of these here have this disease.
You can see how many branches they drop here. What about these ones, this group here? Because I think we said to get rid of these because they block the huge oak.
Yeah, that's a good point. So we have this huge oak there, which is just a beautiful tree. Now you can barely see it, right? But it would be such a main feature.
After we attempted to make somewhat of a decision about the trees at the back of the house, we then headed over to the front to look at the main oaks, which would be an even harder decision.
I mean, this one, the first one here definitely needs to go.
The first one?
Because it's like dead and hollow.
Oh,
Or
okay.
almost dead.
It's so weird because it's got leaves.
Yeah, but he said it's in a really good bad condition.
Okay.
And it will fall one day. See.
I mean, you can see this branch already looks like it's gonna fall in the next days.
Yeah, and he stuck something in and it's like hollow.
Completely rotten inside. He also said with this one it has like the ring around. It looks like it was tied or something, right?
Yeah, actually.
It has some damage. You can see this outline here.
So the other question is, what do we do about the other one?
Since this was going to be such a final decision, we decided it was important to brainstorm and make sure we also had a backup plan too.
So we do have this huge old 200-year-old oak here, which is just really pretty. But I always feel like if that would fall or die one day soon, then we wouldn't have any nice tree from the front. And even though the other oak behind is not perfect, but it still takes like 120, 150 years to grow
Yeah.
like that. So we could definitely not replace that within our lifetime.
Yeah, that is true.
So in my opinion, we should At least for now, still keep it.
Okay.
We can still cut it down anytime.
But I think that's a plan then. We only take down the dead oak for now.
And we can literally cut it down any other time.
Yeah.
But I don't want to rush that decision and regret it.
Max was right. One thing we had learned quickly was the value of these healthy older trees. However, cutting one of these trees down was not something we could do ourselves. We thought it was really important not to rush this decision. But as the machinery was already booked for us, it kind of felt like now or never. We had to make the final call, which felt really stressful at the time. But as we watched the trees start to come down, we felt a bit better about the decision and how what we envisioned was starting to take shape. What seemed like just a few trees quickly turned into a pile like this. A mountain of wood so big it would take us probably 20 winters to burn through it. So we felt quite lucky to share with our neighbour. We do have plenty of nature here, but the real issue was the trees closest to the house that were becoming dangerous. Removing them meant that the house and the surrounding forest could finally breathe again. When the guys arrived, the weather was perfect, and when they left, it wasn't. Now, when I finish dinner, is when Max comes to tell me that they managed to get themselves stuck. And suddenly the machinery that had been doing so well was stuck.
They drove in when it was dry, and now it's wet.
Really wet, it rained really bad.
Well, the chickens like it.
And the bird, look, did you see the bird get the worm?
Oh yeah, actually. So glad I mowed the lawn a few days ago.
Sorry.
Oh, fuck.
Just in comparison to my height. Oh shit. It's almost up to my knee. Look at the poor grass you had. This is the part that we sprinkled new seeds.
What's that? Is that a root or a pipe? Oh no, it's just a bush.
I think it's just a root.
You look so lost in front of this huge pile. But literally, it looks so much more airy now.
If you look past all the trash,
Ew.
it's very airy. My poor flowers, I was thinking about it the whole time.
Oh, but they survive.
I can't believe the hole this tree has. It's like rotten to the core.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah, actually. Crazy. Yeah, we got some work to do now.
Yeah.
The oak looks really nice now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still some hazel stuff in front, but once that's cut off, it's really pretty.
Also from the upstairs window.
Oh
I
yeah.
actually think we should go upstairs and have a look how it looks out the window now.
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
We get a proper view of the pile from above to see how big it actually is.
The dimension of the damage.
When you're walking here, it's hard to like see. Look at the chickens. Yeah.
They're happy now. I actually prefer it now.
Yeah, me too. You can kind of see the whole picture because before it was just like bam, these huge trees here. But now it's like you still have the beautiful forest view, but no branch in your face.
Actually. Billy, buck buck.
We had no idea when we first purchased this house that we would need to make so much change. And so the moment felt very bittersweet. Even though we were making progress, it didn't really feel like it. So on one of the hottest days of the entire year, we assembled our elite tree cleaning squad. First, we cut away all the small branches and shrubs, which would be moved by the machinery into the forest to decompose and be a useful nesting site for birds, bugs, and hopefully some hedgehogs too. The bigger logs would be cut into manageable chunks and taken to our neighbours. And the mahoosive one, well, It was so big that it broke not one, but 2 chainsaw blades. It's huge. You're not even a quarter in.
200 years ago, they literally had to do that by hand. Oh, no. I mean, they had more time, but
Yeah.
still hard.
Soft.
Yeah, it's really,
Yeah.
really difficult.
And you already cut through this one.
Yeah. Yeah, it was through, but then the chainsaw was stuck, which means that it's
Collapsed it.
basically.
We're both stuck.
Yeah.
It's because you've got the long blade now.
That's
Too big. And why is Max's chainsaw too big, you ask? Ever since the gentlemen were here to cut the trees down, I had accidentally mentioned that his chainsaw was huge. And Max took this as the opportunity to buy a bigger chainsaw than his, which has now proceeded to get stuck in the tree. That's a lesson for me to not discuss chainsaw sizes. At one point, it felt like we would never reach the end. Without everyone's help and the machinery, this would have taken us weeks or months alone. But now, we felt a sense of relief that this big job was now complete. The nature had more space to thrive, the healthy trees could stay healthy for a longer time, and most importantly, this big step started to make us feel like we were putting our stamp on the house. We saw it from a new perspective, and we were excited to keep making these changes and see how the property would evolve. Thank you for joining us, and see you on the next one.